Hello, I'm Alan Nafsker from SmarterWay.com. I'm doing a series of videos on YouTube to guide and assist and enlighten a few young photographers who today I'm speaking to uh, those of you who do not have a wedding portfolio yet. I mean, you aspire to be a wedding photographer, and in the last video, we talked about how difficult it was, that the mountains you were going to have to climb, the ladders you were going to have to climb. I guess the first rung on that ladder of becoming a professional wedding photographer is to build a portfolio. So how do you do that? Uh, you need something to show the couple, so this is required. Uh, how you do it, you have some options, but you're going to need a website. When clients, potential clients, visit your website, they're quickly able to see the style that you have, and the goal is to put out a harmonious collection, not a hodgepodge of a bunch of different styles. Uh, find your style, stick to it, and showcase your ability. Uh, don't worry, your style will evolve over time, but you have to get it started. And that's the purpose of this video, is to teach you or show you or maybe give you some ideas of how to begin a portfolio. The first thing you need to do is create a portfolio that will attract clients. It has to be good looking, uh, realistic. Uh, they want experience, and they don't know if you've done weddings or not. They see your portfolio and it has wedding shots in it. They assume that it was at a real wedding. It could be at a staged event called a style shoot. And it's very common that young people like yourself get started with a style shoot. You're going to be judged. One good thing about the photography business is that people quickly make judgments about how good you are, not based on your looks or really how smart you are, or they judge you on what you can do for them. And if you can take good photos, you're in. So the portfolio is required. Essentially, the website works for you all the time, 24/7. Even when you're not working, even when you're sleeping, and even when you're not speaking to clients, those photos are speaking for you. I know it's a cliche, but a picture's worth 1,000 words. So maybe don't talk so much to the clients, but show them what you can do. That's what we're talking about, developing a portfolio. Number four, if you've looked at other photographers' websites, then you have a good idea, or should have a good idea, what to include in the portfolio. Some photographers have uh, all the highlights of their entire career on one page, and others have a few photos from each engagement or wedding that they did. The best from each wedding or the best from their entire career. I'm not sure it matters which the way you do it, but I guess to start you need uh, uh, just a simple portfolio. Let's say 20 photos on a website. Uh, One way to get these photos is, like I said, a styled photo shoot. That's number five. It's a fake wedding. They look like real wedding photos, but they are all staged. It's probably the best option at this time in your career. You can organize it yourself or take part in a photo shoot that other people have organized. Uh, uh, it's all planned to replicate the look of a real wedding. Many people and companies will help you do this because they want to promote their own products. If you look at any wedding magazine, you'll see examples of styled photo shoots. They don't use photos from real weddings. It's all staged and all controlled for optimal conditions. The lights have to be right. The dress has to be right. Uh, Everything that they're selling in the video or in the magazine has to be perfectly. It's trust me, the vendors, they care about how they look. Number 7, bring all the elements of a wedding together so you can create the desired outcome. You're gonna need a model. You're gonna need dresses. You're gonna need jewelry. You're gonna need flowers. You're gonna need a cake. The good thing is you can handpick them all. And if you can get some cooperation from your vendors, they should want to put the very best out and to make the styled photo shoot look best as possible, as good as possible. Contact dressmakers. That's probably where you want to start, or even the all-purpose wedding shops or a wedding planner. Tell them what you want to do and see if you can get some participation. They should be happy if you will provide them with photos afterwards. Dressmakers are always wanting nice shots of their dress. They usually be happy to help you, and they might even let you put some cards, your wedding photography cards, out in their shop. This is your first big step toward being trusted. Uh, Maybe you're young and you've never had a position of trust, but you're going to have to make these vendors like you and respect you for your work and your enthusiasm. So you have to be extroverted and talk them up a little bit. If you do a good job, they'll hopefully recommend you to their clients. Ask them to put your name and give you credit for the photographers for the photos that you take. You might even put your name at the bottom right hand corner, a little signature at the very bottom, small at the bottom of the photographs that you're going to give them. Give the dressmaker photos, give the cake maker photos, give the florist photos, and say, hey, put these out on Facebook or Twitter. You never know where it's going to lead. You're meeting new people and making connections, and you never know when that might land you a high-paying wedding gig. The power of networking is huge, and the power of recommendation is that's what you're looking for, someone's recommendation. Dressmakers are the best place to start. I find that they're the most energetic. The same approach is good for tuxedo makers, rental shops, florists, cake makers, and of course big wedding venues like reception halls might want to participate. So make the calls, send the emails. You can also try to borrow things or rent things that you need for a shoot, but that's the last thing you want to do. If you're on a budget, that's something you probably can't do. And you shouldn't really have to. The idea is to get other vendors, people who provide services at weddings, to help you, and it's all staged for mutual benefit. Number 14. So many people have wedding dresses and suits hanging in their closets. If They make perfect models. So all you have to do is put the word out there. You're lucky that you live in the time of social media where that's easy. Find a married couple and ask them to do it. or an engaged couple. This can be perfect, as married couples already have their wedding clothes, so you may get everything that you need for your styled shoot all at once. Number 16, when you start asking around, you quickly discover that people are unhappy with their wedding photos, and they might want a second chance to take the wedding photos, so they might pose for you. If you can't arrange that, you're going to need models, maybe paid models, or models that will work on speculation, just to get their name and face out there. The ideal situation would be find a young couple. This will make it taking the photos easier, as they would not be nervous about cuddling or kissing each other while you take the photos. Models can be contacted on websites, social media platforms. You may be a creative person. If you want to be a wedding photographer, you're going to have to be creative. It's a little dangerous being too creative and overdoing things with the artistic approach at a real wedding. So you can practice and try things out, experiment, and the one thing that you can really do at a styled shoot is be creative, because there's no downside. At a real wedding, you have to be conservative. At a style shoot, you can let your artistic ability shine. Number 20. If that doesn't happen for you, look for another photographer, an experienced photographer that needs an assistant. This is something that you probably want to do anyway. You want to do the style shoot and assist another photographer, and that will give you even more experience. Wedding photographers are always on the lookout for assistants. You can email them in your area and see if they'll be willing to work with you. You may even find that they pay. A lot of times you have to do it for free, but it's possible. What they want is reliability, and sometimes when they pay, it adds a level of reliability. It makes them feel better. But either way, you're getting a valuable experience. Number 23, make it happen. Don't delay. Do it right now. In business, it's important to set your targets. Give yourself a deadline for creating this portfolio, 2 or 4 weeks. It's up to you. The sooner the better. Procrastination will kill this effort. So you got to get out there and organize this. Your portfolio is always going to grow, and you might not get what you need the first time, but give it time, and you will slowly build a portfolio good enough to persuade couples to hire you. Hopefully, on the high end, upper income couples are going to look at your portfolio and they'll want to hire you based on that. There are no rules of what you put in your portfolio. The only thing is you have to make sure it's your best. It's the best you can do. You're going to be judged. You can't get away from that. If you spend some time looking at other photographers' websites, you'll have a good idea of what to include. You want to have as many elements of the wedding as possible. You got to get the flowers, you got to get the cake, you got to get the dress, you've got to get the rings, the jewelry, you've got to get the table settings, the candle holders, and everything that your vendors are going to set up. If you have a styled shoot, take photos at the venue, the outside and the inside, so people will know what they're getting when they look at the vendors or at the venue, the venue's website. Don't be overwhelmed if you look at these other photographers' portfolios. They're going to be big. I've seen portfolios with 1,000 pictures in it. That is the level that they've reached after decades. And everyone, you're probably young, and you're not going to have a huge portfolio. People know that because you're young. It's quality, not quantity. If you show the clients that you can take a good picture and the pictures are consistent, then you'll be hired. Number 30. Finally, we're done. Never give up. Get the portfolio done in the next 2 to 4 weeks. And thanks for listening. Appreciate your time. Good luck.